Hey everybody, this is Mark, Cedar Creek Bottoms Farmstead, live with another fireside chat. Yeah, I know it's been a few weeks since I've done one. This one I've been needing to do since back in February, but also I was kind of wanting to see if anything built with it. And I know y'all have heard me mention about finding the footprints back on February 19th. I think it is, yes. On Wednesday, February 19th. Some other things prior to that went on, and something maybe after that. But also I was waiting to see if any of my neighbors started talking. We do have a community watch Facebook page. I was wondering, because I've seen some unusual stuff sometimes pop up on there. Not the typical somebody running around neighborhoods stealing mail out of mailboxes, that type stuff, but some people asking, hey, what's them vocals? Hey, what was that? You know, so kind of watching that. I know some of the other neighbors over here have had stuff happen. I was kind of waiting to see if they was going to pop up and call me and say, hey, Mark, you know, so that's why I've drug this out a little longer, just to see if something was going to pop up from it. So, but yeah, back on February 19th, I found some tracks. The pictures will be in with this video. I don't know exactly where Rebecca or me will put them. I don't know if we'll put them in the middle or toward the end, but there'll be several pictures of a track around 18 inches long. Almost stepped in it. Just happened to look down and seen it, and I'm going to show you the area I found it and give you some background on it and why that may have come through like it, because I kept pondering why it would come through there, but there's probably some easy answers to that, so we're going to see. But anyway, it's, you know, the side of our shop apartment thing. Of course, right yonder's the rabbit barn, and over here's the camper and my blue truck and one of the chicken yards and all that. So that day I was coming across right here, and I'm going to tell you some prior stuff to finding this track, but I was coming right across here heading toward the rabbit barn to feed, and I'm going to show you something. If you notice right in here, that's where I found that track. Well, that's where some of your soft dirt is in this area. Y'all can kind of tell this is at an angle. It's pretty hard ground. All this, I mean, there's gravel over here. I park trucks here, tractors, camper at times. So this ground here is pretty packed ground. The day I found the track, it was in the evening. I was walking, like I said, walking out here to feed the rabbits, chickens, stuff. And I was just walking along here, and I happened to almost step right here. And I looked down, and there it was. So I backed up, looked at it real good. Almost sister come stepped in. I had to move her out of the way. That's when I took some pictures. I did take my foot and try to mash down beside it. Didn't really make much of an impression. So some things got me curious. And of course, it was heading in this direction. So I'm sitting here going, well, why was it going right there for? You know, and it may have been coming from right here too, and I'm going to show you why. Yeah, the rabbits is right there. But we have a barn cat, shop cat, his name is Langston. And this is where we feed him at. And there's his feed pan. Of course, it's empty. I got to feed here in a minute. So, you know, I'm thinking, did he come up here and get a little cat food? Because sometimes he doesn't eat all his feed. Sometimes it takes him a couple of days to go through his food. Then I come out here and feed him every day and it's gone. So, I don't know. So, did that thing step out of here, walking this way? Couldn't find nothing in this area. It is a little soft right here, but I couldn't find nothing. And I've only found one track. So, you know, I know a lot of people say, well, it got to be more. But right here is where that track was. It's a soft area. In fact, I'm going to step here. You might can see where I just stepped. And I don't know. So my curiosity was, where was it going from there? And why? And then it hit me like a freight train, why it may have went this way. So, and this is all hypothetical. I mean, this is just theory. This is just thinking out loud or thinking out of the box. Why was this being doing what he was doing going through here? So I got to putting two and two together and got to looking, and I said, I know what he may have been doing. So it's just, and I went through here combing. We'd had rain 4 days before that, so it was drying up pretty quick. So, and y'all excuse the leaves, we use these as mulch. I think this is what it was doing. And you're fixing to see what I'm talking about. Garbage can. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was slipping up right here. Maybe went and visited the cat pan. Maybe it was empty. Cat done ate it all. Come here to the garbage can. Our garbage runs on Thursday mornings. I was putting that garbage out usually on Wednesday evenings, like today. Today's Wednesday, March 26th. So this will go out there toward dark. I found this on Wednesday evening. So, and of course, it's all theory. It's nothing I can prove. But I'm trying to think what was going on here. Why did it, its direction, and part of it told me food. It came looking for food. It was checking the obvious spots. Did it go back to the rabbit barn after it checked the garbage, the cat food? Did it go over and go into the, because I will say, that gate right yonder, I found open that week too. Also found the doors to the, into the feed shed open. Drums wasn't open. So, I don't know. But let's go to a couple of prior things that happened before this. And let's see, maybe not. The Tuesday morning, which had been February 18th, around 4:30 in the morning, Rebecca hears our storm door, the one right yonder that you can see shining on the back porch. She hears that door open and close, and for a minute she thought it was me maybe coming home from work, because I was at work at night. She doesn't get up. I thought she got up and went and looked. She did not. But sister raised up in the bed, did do a little commotion for a minute, and then settled down. No wind blowing that morning. I went back to just double check. It was pretty cool that morning, but there was no wind, no nothing. It was very still that day. So she told me about that, and I was like, well, anything could have made that door do that, right? Door may not got shut good, then it shut itself. We don't know. It's theory. I wasn't here to see what it was doing. And I do have a motion light right there on that porch, one of them motion light bulbs. When you get within that porch, it will cut on. And there's another one right here and another one here. So unless it came in from the other side, that porch light will still come on. But I'm beginning to wonder if lights bother them that much all the time anyway, maybe just at times. I asked her, did the bird dogs, the two setters, get tore up? Sister, what you been eating on? Did the two setters get tore up about something? She said they did bark a little bit that morning. So I don't know. Not trying to make something into something it might not be. I'm just trying to say there's some few little odd ends that started happening before that. So let's go on back another almost 2 weeks. We had our fireside fire pit here on Saturday night. It was a pretty cool night. We had people here, and I can't remember who the last person was that left that night, but we were talking. Anyway, they left. Of course, I'm out here cleaning up from the fire pit, carrying stuff into the house, putting shears up, turning my other lights off, and then checking the fire to make sure if I need to just go ahead and put it out with water. If it's done burnt down enough, it'll be okay. And right in yonder, and I hate to show his house, so I'm gonna just kind of cover his house. But if you look to the right of my driveway, you see the big tree, and yonder is a hill, and now right there on top of that hill, I heard a vocal, plain as day. I mean, just plain as day. It was just like that. Dogs started barking. My dogs, other dogs in the neighborhood got stirred up. So we're sitting here, you know, I'm sitting here going, well, they're probably back or getting ready to come back. We're getting close to the end of deer season at February 10th. So I said, I need to start paying attention. Started kind of paying attention around here, listening on my off nights. I'd be outside, I'd kind of listen around, wouldn't hear anything. And then Rebecca talks about the door, and then prior to that, there were some times during the night that sister would wake up just barking her head off toward the window. So I'm thinking in my head, they're probably back, just by some of the different things that's going on. Then on Wednesday afternoon, I find that footprint. Find only one. I looked and looked and looked. I probably should have went and got the video camera right then and videoed it for y'all. But I've done learned pictures and video doesn't do stuff justice as seeing it firsthand. But this is it. You know, this is the area. You can see the hill. You can make out what look like toes. You can see the tape measure, my foot by it. You can see different angles of it. And it was right here in this soft dirt. And y'all can tell a while ago I stepped here, and I'm a 300-pound guy, and I'm not leaving much of an impression there. So that just goes to show you something. So I don't know. So this, I'm gonna stop the camera and I'm gonna run over here to another spot to show you something that is kind of weird. It happened the same week. Now, all this kind of took place, the door opening and shutting, finding the footprint, and then I seen this the next day. And what I'm gonna say is right in that little time period, we hadn't had no strong winds or anything. It had rained that Sunday, had some strong winds that Sunday, but this was not like that on Sunday. And plus right there, I had a shooting house up, one of those portable ones, and if we had that type of wind come by, that portable shooting house would have moved. It wouldn't have been there, because I've had to go get it at the other end of the field before and out through yonder where the wind just picked it up and tossed it, and nothing around this area was touched. There was hardly no limbs down. Everything was in place. And usually when I have wind, that type of wind, there'd be buckets moved, flower pots fell over. I mean, I can tell we've had a wind. I could not tell we'd had a wind, but so I'm gonna stop it and we're gonna jump in the truck and we'll run down there and look at that real quick. Not saying they done it or anything done it. I'm just saying it's actually weird and it caught me off guard. So I'll be back in just a minute. All right, y'all, I'm back. All right, so I know everybody's gonna say, well, what's special about the tree laying on the ground? Okay, and yes, we had a flood here. Y'all can see the debris, how it's piled up under this tree. It come across that road from right about here all the way back down through yonder. This whole bottom was underwater that Saturday night. We was having all these tornadoes come through. You can see how, and so I'm gonna show you something though. This is one of those weird things. And we're over here on my side of the property. Some of y'all know where I'm talking about. So, what y'all can tell here, this is a big old tree that fell last year. And in fact, a lot of the top of this tree was what was the wood used for the meet and greet, and I've been using some of it for the fire pits. I've got to get down here and finish up this tree. Of course, it's a holler tree. Y'all can see the big limb here, big limb that's broke. But here's what was strange about this tree when it fell. So I can get around this wall. We still got water standing everywhere and everything. This tree was hung up right there. So it did not fall right here where it's at. It was hung up in the air on that stump right there. It was sitting at an angle. You can tell where that limb, that's that limb. This was up in the air. Part of it was resting on that stump. When this fell, this back end went that way. For some reason, I don't know why, it went that way. It fell. And that big limb there was what was keeping this tree way up in the air. And so I come down here, you know, started cutting this tree, cut a lot of the top out. This tree kept being here. I mean, it's been through many, many winds. I mean, and y'all can tell this is a big tree. I mean, look at the bottom, this is a big tree. So, you know, I found the track on Wednesday. Thursday, I went somewhere to town. I can't remember exactly where I went. I came back, and when I come down through this road like his car's coming, I happen to look over here and his tree's laying over here. And I'm going, whoa. Okay. This tree moved a good piece. No wind, no anything during that time period. And y'all can even tell that the tree hasn't moved with the flood either. This tree is where it's at. This tree broke and rolled over this way. You know, a lot of people say, well, the limb got rotten, the weight pulled it over. I mean, very possible. I'm not going to say that ain't what happened. I mean, that is very possible. It's just weird that during that time period, there was no wind. You know, but found a footprint, the door, dogs barking a lot. So a lot of going on. This could not be related. I don't know. It is just odd. All this was like the day after I found a footprint and all that. And I mean, we can tell that the flood waters came up this high. They did not even budge that tree. So it tells me that tree is heavy. You know, could that limb had broke and the weight of the tree swung it over here? Of course. I mean, there's a possibility. I'm not going to say there's not. But something happened. May be related, may not even be related. I mean, that's one of those, never really know. I do know I got to get down here and finish cutting her up. Start burning some of the, you know, cut some of the good wood out if there's any. I'm afraid a lot of this ain't going to be good because it's hollow. And so I'll probably cut it up and pile it up on that old stump and start burning it. This area down here stays wet a lot too, so it'd actually be a good time to be burning a lot of this. Wouldn't have to worry about the fire getting out too much. But just wanted to show you this. Give me your opinion on it, what you think took place. I mean, you don't have to agree with me. I'm not asking nobody to agree with me. I'm just wanting to know, do you think that something done this, or do you think just the weight of the tree and it finally broke and rolled over? You know, I mean, that wood is still pretty solid right there. That's a solid limb. I've cut wood out of it, so I don't know. I mean, part of this tree is still solid as a rock, so I don't know if something got to pushing on it, or just the weight of the tree finally gave and ripped it off. I don't know. It's weird, because you can see where I had a cut. So this is how much of the limb, if you can tell, there's probably 8 foot of that big limb that was holding this tree, plus the edge of that stump right there. So I don't know. It's one of those, never really know, but you can tell I really need to pull that out, saw that out, and then start burning right here. But yeah, big leaf pile here. Whew. I'm gonna tell you, when it flooded that night, it flooded. So, all right, we're gonna go one more place real quick, and a couple people have been asking what it looks like since the clear cut behind the house is here, the ones that haven't been here lately. And so we'll ride down, look at that a minute. And this is where I was hearing some of the wood knocks and bionic owls, and come on, sister, some of the other strange going-ons around here was coming from down in there. And so we'll ride over. So I'm gonna stop the camera till I get over there a minute, and then we'll come back. All right, y'all, I'm back again. So we're over here on the other side of my property, and yeah, it looks like a bomb exploded over here behind me. So we're gonna ride right down here and park, and I'll step out in it and give you a better view of it. That way you can kind of see where my neighbor lived through the woods from me, and kind of point to where stuff's at. And another thing I was gonna bring up real quick is my feeder is right down there, and I still have it up. Still got a camera at that feeder. You know, I get a lot of deer on it, but I tell you, I go through some freaking corn. I don't know if the deer have learned how to turn the little twilly bird on it, the little flapper it spins, and that's, or what, but first of the year I wasn't going through all that corn. I could pour 100 pounds in there and that'd last a while. I poured 100 pounds in it last week and it's gone. I mean, I'm not seeing pictures of nothing but deer and a few fox and a coon, birds, but I don't know, that is weird. The only thing I can figure is maybe they're reaching up under that little thing and twirling it and getting the corn out of it. I don't know. I'm gonna park right here and we'll get out and walk around, and y'all can see kind of where the house and the shop is from here. All right, sister, come on. And of course, you know, there's where the corn patch usually is, and watermelons. You know, that's where I got the video back in August of 23 or 24, 22, I think, yeah, of the, you know, boogers in the corn patch. So we'll walk right here where y'all can see a little better of this, what it looks like. And of course, there's Creepy Mountain in the background right yonder. So that's how close I am. I know I bring that up a lot, but I'm trying to emphasize that's how close I am to it. So we'll walk right out here and show you. Some of you's been here before, some of you walked back here with me before, and rabbit track, that's good to see. So now I cut that limb. So yeah, this is like a bomb here out here. a lot of wood, a lot of firewood, wasted wood to me. I know we need timber for buildings and for other things, but sure is a lot of it wasted. Got to be a better way of doing stuff. But anyway, of course, there's my neighbor through the woods. So me and him probably live a half a mile between each other. That's all his stuff. That's his house, shop, barns, all that. Now, a lot of times when I was hearing stuff, like the knocks, the crazy owl sounds, the weird bird sounds that was coming from down in here for where I call the swamp. It's real low. There is one house right yonder, you might can see the roof of it. But down in here, in that area is where I'd hear stuff. Of course, there's a creek going through right there. You can kind of tell where it's at because of the green bushes, hedge bushes. And you can tell it's a good piece over to my neighbor's house through the woods. There's nobody right in there for a ways, back to a road, which is a good piece through there. And then, of course, if you go this way and stay straight, it's woods all the way to a big railroad, and then a creek is over there. It goes all the way to the river. So what I'm showing is a travel way. Of course, back over here where this vocal come from, over that hill is a big bottom that used to be pasture land. One of the neighbors plants a green patch over there, and a lot of the pasture's growing up, and then it goes and joins more land that's just been clear cut years ago, as thick as hair on a dog's back, and it butts into the railroad. So most of everybody that lives in here is right along the road, except for a few right up here with little dead end roads, and that's where the lady I told you about was out in the yard and thought it was a dog, called it, and it stood up and looked at her. So yeah, the nearest other houses are a good piece right on through yonder. If you can see that wood line on in there, there's some houses on in there, but right in here there is nothing. I've walked down, turned and walked up through there. It's thick as hair on a dog's back right on over yonder. Kind of looks like old pasture land. Maybe this what this was at one time, was old pasture. Used to be barbed wire fence, and my understanding is way back yonder guy had cows in here. This was a big pasture. I'm gonna say there was 120 acres total on this area at one time. It was a 40 here, and I think a 40 right up yonder, and a 40 right over there or something. So they said he had cows all pretty much in here, and you can tell. I could tell where the old fences were, but this is what it looks like behind my house now. Yeah, it looks like a bomb dropped. I've come out here and walked these areas, and it kind of looks like something been walking right through there regular. Hadn't really seen no tracks. That could be where water cleaned that good too. I don't know. I may run a chainsaw through yonder. So yeah, I don't know, we'll walk right over here a minute. I hope y'all caught the live that I done with Mr. Paul Frazier and Mr. Martin from Camping with Sasquatch. That was last night, and I went down to Talladega Forest. They're here visiting and camping, and wanted to do a little shout out with them, and for their channel, and let y'all know about them, or y'all can go watch what they do. Of course, Paul being from Ohio gets my interest because I know many people from there. So and it's good to meet Martin. He's from down in Florida, but he goes around camping everywhere, and it's interesting to hear everything that he's had happen, and so it's pretty cool to hear that. Yeah, that flood has really washed the stuff off down here, and that's pretty good. So if you hadn't caught that, go back and watch it. It was on last night, March 25th. So, and last night I was talking about turkey season. It did come in yesterday. Deer tracks. Right now would be a good time to walk this in here since it's clean. May have to come back and do that tomorrow. Me and sister come out here and ease around and see if we notice anything. Well, I will say this, since the footprint, the only other things we've noticed is we've heard what like sounded something hit my shop several times at night, just a big boom. I looked for limbs the next day or stuff. I wouldn't find anything. Dogs have got tore up sometime at nighttime, which could be deer coming through or another dog. I mean, it's hard to say. I can't pin everything on these things. It can be other animals causing stuff. One night I felt like something was watching me. I was out feeding the dogs and locking up the truck and stuff like it. It's about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I felt a feeling that something was right there at me, watching me, but can't prove that, you know. And yeah, I mean, man, just firewood everywhere. Just, I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know. I hate to see stuff wasted. It just, unless it's rotten or you just can't really do nothing with it, I try to use it, you know. And I just hate to see good wood wasted. The clear cutting practices don't make sense to me, especially with them chipping now. Why can't you carry the whole tree and chip it if you're going to do it? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just me thinking, you know. But I didn't mean to get off on the subject. Some stuff just gets on my nerves, especially when they cut trees that's old and big, and you're not gonna get nothing out of that tree. I'm just kind of walking around, see if I see anything out of the ordinary. And yeah, this is the little branch behind the house, and it's usually running with water. This past year with that drought, buddy, and you know, it was just and y'all can tell over here, I mean, it's just, you know, like a bomb exploded. But hey, you know, that's his land. So, and like you said, you can kind of see, and of course, looking from here, I mean, you have to be in person. Those are pretty tall. Those are in the 1,500 feet elevation right there. This is this side of Creepy Mountain. You can tell it goes from up here all the way down here, and there's part of it you can't see in yonder where the gap is. Then there's just a ton of land on the back side of that. So there is a major highway between me and them, but they are ditches, culverts under the highway that I can walk through without hardly bending over. So that tells you something. So, and me and Keith did find tracks before at these culverts on the other side. So we knew then they were probably using them culverts. Could be using them in the daytime. Nighttime probably don't care. They'd probably cross that 4-lane real quick and not worry about it, especially after midnight. Traffic about near dies to nothing. So but this is it. This is the bomb. Anyway, well, I won't keep you no longer. There's a lot of folks in our family, YouTube family, that's needing prayer. Y'all please have them in prayer. Of course, Donna and Misty and Sherry, y'all really pray for their family. Barton Nunley and Letitia. And there's tons of other people. I'm not going to go through every name, but y'all know them. I call them out usually on Friday nights. You know, and if anybody needs to be added to the prayer list, please comment here in the comment section, or send me a message, or on Facebook, or email me. And of course, my email address is mgreen35151@gmail.com. If you have a sighting or experience with any of it, with boogers, dogman, paranormal, or UFOs, or you know, anything of that demonic, and you want to talk to somebody about it, and be, you know, let me know. I sure talk with you about it, and I ain't and talk about just, but you know, and I'm not gonna hit you up to be on YouTube. I may ask you, but I'm not gonna pressure you about it. I'm not gonna pressure nobody that doesn't want to do something. But I feel as we do this more and more, as we come out and open and tell our experiences, you know, especially in the public, it gives more people the confidence to come out too. And the days of you being shamed is slowly disappearing. I know a lot of people worry about their families and friends and jobs, and I agree. You might catch something. I'm not saying you're not, but it's slowly disappearing. You have the few that come on. I have a few that comment sometimes. You know, that person's BS or blah, whatever. I don't even pay them no attention. They have no idea, and feel kind of sorry for them for being, you know, closed-minded. So we do live in a spiritual world. I know some people are not, you know, don't believe in God or don't go down that road, but I do believe we're in a spiritual world. And we have stuff happening around us all the time that we can't see, and then sometimes we can see. And I believe it happens every day. And a lot of times I feel like it comes along by what we're doing or who we're dealing with. I hate to say it like that. I know that's ugly, but ain't no other way to really say it. So be careful who you befriend. Be careful who you trust. You never know. And it's like I always tell people, there's a lot of deception going on from all directions. They're trying to keep us confused, because confusion can cause a lot of chaos. It causes doubt, causes a lot of other things, and people like to cause confusion, deceit. Remember that. We're seeing a lot of it now come out and open in different places. And I ain't just talking about government, I'm talking about everywhere. We're seeing it. We're gonna see more. I hate to say it. Try not to be. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to be positive. And there's something right yonder I want to go check one day. There's an old shed right in yonder. I know it's on somebody else's property, but there ain't no house near it. I've been wanting to go over there and just snoop around. Not, you know, just to see if something stays in there sometimes. Because, you know, when this was a pine thicket down here, that would have been hid good. Now, I need to go over here and talk to this guy. I do know him. I know his mom and dad, and I need to go over and talk to him, but I don't know who that belongs to. I don't know if that went with this property, or if it's with that property and it's an old barn or shop out in the woods. I need to walk over there before it really greens up and these no Jake shoulders start swarming everywhere around here. Oh, because this bottom down here is probably going to be eat up with them. So, all right, y'all. I know I've rambled, but I've tried to show you some stuff out of the box. Gave you my theory. It might have been what was going on. One thing I know, there was a footprint there. I do know that. What exactly was going on, I do not know. I just gave you my theory of what might have been happening. I may be way off and be off in left field. You know, I don't know. Not an expert in this. Don't ever claim to be. I just try to think out of the box on stuff and try to look at things differently than a lot of other folks. A lot of times I try to not put a scientific thing on it. I try to put a, you know, I don't know what you would call it, country boy intuition. There we go. New word, country boy intuition. There we go. That's a good word for today. So, you know, we learn from our past, and we learn from our parents and our aunts and uncles and other friends, and we learn about this. Man, this is a pretty good mud hole down here. Boy, there's some water down here. So y'all can see, I mean, it just, what I understand, we had 7 inches of rain that night in 3 hours. 7 inches. I mean, the water didn't have nowhere to go. It had to back up. Yeah, that was wild. And come on, sister, this way. So, and y'all can see it got up to here. So, I mean, it was, yeah, I got a down tree over here I got to do something with, and need to burn that mess out. So, you know, we learn stuff from our parents. And, you know, I was very fortunate to have parents that taught me stuff, aunts and uncles. And, you know, they always told me to, you know, learn to think out of the box. You know, don't think like everybody else does. You know, think about things differently. And maybe that helps me, maybe that hurts me, I don't know. Well, we love y'all. Y'all have a good rest of the week. I don't know exactly what day this video will come out. Today is, of course, Wednesday. I do have to work tonight, so I don't know, you know, when we'll release this. I'm probably figuring next week, probably around the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. So yeah, it'll run about a week late. I do need to do better about my filming. I probably should have went and got the phone that day and filmed it instead of taking pictures. Should have done both. You know. But anyway, we love y'all. And y'all be kind to one another and help one another, and always try to be positive. Try to get away from negative people if possible. Really pray for people. So let's do a little short prayer, and then I'm gonna close this video. And sorry for the rambling and all that, but just wanted to show you some different things, show you what it was looking like back here now. See what's gonna take place. Is it gonna mess them up coming in here this year? Now when this stuff starts growing up, it's gonna give them cover. So we'll see. It may give them a good place that's real good and thick that they want to hang out in a lot. So anyway, Lord, thank you for always being with us, taking care of us, loving us, giving us mercy, giving us your Son, the Holy Spirit. Lord, be with all these people that I've named and haven't named. You know the ones they are, Lord. Be with them and help them and take care of them. We ask this all in Lord Jesus Christ's name. Amen. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good week, and we'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.